What you are up against is not your spouse, it's not your mom, your daddy, it's not your boyfriend, girlfriend, it's not your boss at work, it's not those annoying colleagues, it's not even a financial situation. What you're up against is a collective agreement in which you are assigned a negative role. That's what you're up against. What you're up against is a pact that's been formed against you. Maybe not directly, individually against you, but it's a pact formed against your family line. It can be, for example, that your grandfather was a man that he never took responsibility for anything, and people loaded him for it. So a lot of people meditated so negative about him, and he didn't do anything about it. So what happened was that your grandfather, because he was stuck and trapped by collective witchcraft, what happened now was that a pattern developed around him, and this pattern kept haunting him his whole life. He got kids, and let me say your father, that pattern transferred onto him, because when you grow up with someone, you adapt to them, you begin to pick up their ways. Okay, so your father picked up the ways of your grandfather, so he now has a similar pattern haunting him. And now there are people in your father's life that reacted the same way as the perpetrators that haunted your grandfather. There are different people, they don't even know one another, but they act out the same way, against your father. So now you have two generations of a demonic pattern. And now at the third generation with you, the thing is continuing, but it gets worse. But with you realize, well, this doesn't end up, I don't want this. So you step out. What's going on now? Those people that knew your grandfather, that had this pact against him, they benefit from him because their heavy energy went towards your grandfather. Your father, same thing. A lot of people benefit from his pact against him. So now all those people and those associated with them, their expectation is that you are the same. But let's say now you step out, you break free from that pattern. What's going to happen? Their investment has been cancelled. So they can't rely on that psychic benefit anymore. There are families out there, sometimes even villages, that benefit, that have psychic benefits. And it's those psychic benefits, or let's say paranormal benefits, that keep them going, keep them at ease. And the only reason they have that paranormal benefit is because they are involved in some pact against someone else. Once the people to whom the negative role is assigned, once they step out of that role, the negative charge can't be dumped on them anymore. So now those contractees who are part of that pact, they are in trouble. They either need to find new people to put in that negative charge, or that negative charge will charge them. So let's say you're in the third generation of that demonic pattern and you decide, I'm out of here. Big chances are you will encounter a lot of difficulty in your daily life. You may encounter, let me say, it can be that people your age tend to go to 2 or 3 difficulties a year, and you go to 10 a month. And you look at your life and you look at those around you, in those from the same environments as yours, you think, what the heck is this? Why is it that ever I am, somehow something has to come against me? Now what's going on? You left the pact. You were not aware you were part of a pact, but you left the pact. That means you can't be, the negative charge can't haunt you anymore. But now others depended on you being haunted for them to be at ease, for them to have their calm relationships, calm marriages, calm friendships, calm businesses. So now they encounter difficulties because you left the role that was assigned onto you. But now that you're out, they want you back in. So when you step out of that demonic pattern, suddenly people that never spoke to you in years suddenly call you, or they add you on social media out of the blue, and you think, hold on a minute, it's been over 10 years ago that I last spoke onto you. And you begin to think, all those years that passed by, you never even thought I existed. Now suddenly, now that I'm freed from some demonic pattern, you appear again. What's going on? Unclean spirits are using them to trick you back into that position. Or here's the thing, maybe those people are willingly part of some pact that involves you as the one being negative charged. And now that you're out of that position, they want to trick you back. They want to victimize you to get you back into that position so that they can retain their ease. Such things happen. It can be that you have a Dutch village somewhere, and these things happen. And in that Dutch village, a Dutch town maybe, and in that Dutch town, there's this one family that always has trouble, financial trouble. The women of that family they're like sluts, are sleeping around everywhere. So they have a very bad reputation. But here's the thing, the rest of the community of that village or town, they are so at ease. Things go very easy for them. And then a Chinese guy, a tourist, comes by. He's an anthropologist, so while on holiday, he checks the environment, he listens to what people are saying, and he notices something that doesn't add up. He encounters some of the women of that dysfunctional family, because he fancies one of those girls. And the girl he fancies tells him about how they're being treated bad by the community and all of that. So the Chinese guy looks at it and thinks, hold on a minute, how come that this whole community is functional, but only one family is so dysfunctional? Not only a bit dysfunctional, they are deeply dysfunctional. And then Chinese guy realizes, hold on a minute, it doesn't add up. But this Chinese guy, he has a background in the paranormal, so he realized, hold on a minute, it's like witchcraft going on. And this Chinese guy tells the girl, listen, if you want your life to become better, lower contact with your relatives, move out of this place. And if you encounter people who suddenly want to reconnect with you, refuse them. That girl, who was in a flow with the Chinese guy, he went back to China, he had his job, he also had his family over there. But that girl, Dutch girl, decided, you know what, I'm doing what the Chinese guy said. And she indeed encountered, the moment she left town, the moment she started anew, a lot of old associates suddenly kept reappearing. And she figured out, why are those people reappearing all the time? Even people that avoided her began to want to talk to her out of the blue. What happened? She stepped out of the pact. And now the contractees of the pact wanted her back in. The evil spirits wanted her back in, but also the human contractees wanted her back in. This is one very important thing. If there are multiple families in the community that are dysfunctional, because the community is dysfunctional, okay, that adds up. But it can't be that the whole community is at ease, only a few families are completely out of line, deeply out of line. That's the sign of collective witchcraft going on. So, what you were up against wasn't just individual people who had something against you. It's a pact agreed against you that you had to get out of. And in the world, you have those legal systems in which they have those laws that you can't force people into a contract and all of that. But let me tell you one thing, spiritually, people are forced into paranormal contracts all the time. The media is doing it. Anytime the media operates with it, anytime the media suggests that outcomes onto you, they are dragging you into some pact. If the media keeps talking bad about Polish people, it is because behind the scenes, those pagan rulers made a pact against the Polish minority in that country. So now they need the sponsorship of common people for that agreement to work out. So that's why through the media, they transfer fake news, provoke the population to agree against the Polish minority. And those that agree against the Polish minority, based on the media, they're not part of they're not contractees of a pact against the Polish minority. That's how it works. So now you understand why some of you go through far more difficulties than other people. Now, I hope this video has helped you, also inspired you. If you've overcome success with witchcraft, I'm very happy for you. Keep on going, agree with Christ.